What's up everybody, Jared here with carbuzz.com, and today I am out in Asheville, North Carolina to review the facelifted 2023 Hyundai Palisade. The Palisade, when it first came out for the 2020 model year, was one of our favorite three-row SUVs along with its corporate sibling, the Kia Telluride. Both of those SUVs get updates for the 2023 model year, so now I'm going to talk about what's new. We're going to start with the exterior, where we have this new grille. It's like this big sort of shield grille. It's a little bit larger than last year's model. The bumper is slightly different as well, and we do have some updated LED headlights. I don't think it's a huge change, but I don't think they needed to do all of that much because the Palisade was already a very nice, luxurious looking vehicle. Now you can see we have the calligraphy model. This is the most luxurious version of the Palisade, but if you get other trims of the Palisade, you can get a black grille, which I actually prefer to this sort of chromy, blingy one. We've got this really nice maroon color. I believe that's new for 2023. There's also this gorgeous emerald green. That is by far my favorite color. I think that is the one you should get if you are getting a Palisade. We have some really nice wheels here, very luxurious looking on this calligraphy trim. You can get some black wheels as well, although I do say, and I will say this later in the review, I think that the limited trim and the SEL premium trim, they get these really cool wheels that kind of look like ninja throwing stars. I actually prefer them to the wheels that we see here on this top calligraphy trim. Here on the side, we don't have too much of a change from last year's Palisade. They say that they've increased the front overhang by about 0.6 of an inch, and they've increased the rear by about 0.1 of an inch. I really don't see it. I think it looks mostly the same here on the side profile, and indeed in the back as well. We do have some updated LED taillights, but I think they look pretty darn similar. We have kind of this chromy finish down here on this calligraphy model with a dual exhaust, but it is only on one side. It's a little lopsided, but it's not really that big of a deal. This isn't like a performance SUV or anything like that. Front wheel drive is going to be your standard on the Palisade, or you can get H-Track all-wheel drive on all trim levels. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you the storage space, which is generally excellent here on the Palisade. You can see that we have enough for a few small bags here behind the third row. Not really any trouble there, so I'm gonna go ahead and take these out to show you the room that we have here. And then we also have power folding third row seats here on the Palisade. You do not get these on this car's corporate sibling, the Telluride. We have some controls for that here. So if I just tap these buttons, you're gonna see that the headrests are gonna drop down and the seats are gonna fold. Not the quickest third row folding that I've seen, but it is rather impressive that you are able to get a power third row on a vehicle of this price. This is under $50,000 to start, let me just say that. Now the second row seats, you can fold them here from the trunk as well, but they are not full power. They are just going to do a mechanical drop down. So you can't lift them back up via power, which is fine. I don't think that's such a big deal. So let me go ahead and put those back up so that we have those up so I can go ahead and show you the seats. First, I'll talk just a little bit. We do have some underfloor steerage here that is actually quite deep. You could get some nice bags in there as well. We've got our Harman Kardon audio system back here. We have like a speaker back here. The Harman Kardon system is fantastic. As I put my items back in, and we'll go ahead and close the power tailgate, which is standard on most trims. I think everything SEL and above is going to have that, which is great. So you can see we have our captain's chairs back here. You can also get the Palisade as an 8-seater as well. Now, these seats, before I show you the second row, are very easy to get into the third row. We have these cool power release buttons. You have one up here, so it's easy for the person in the third row to click them. And then you have a duplicate one right here. So let me just go ahead and push this one so you can see it's gonna slide the seat all the way forward, which is very convenient, giving us great access into this third row where we have a ton of features. We've got 2 cup holders on this side, 2 more on this side. These are actually heated third row seats. That is a new feature for 2023. That is amazing. Very few 3-row SUVs have heated seats in all 3 rows, but the Palisade does for under $50,000. That is an incredible feature. I can also adjust the lean on this seat here on this control, so you can see the seat goes forward and backwards for a little bit more comfort. That is quite nice as well. I've got a USB-C on this side and another one on that side, so all of your kids are going to be able to charge up all their devices, no problems at all. And we do have a nice split sunroof here, so this shade does close if the kids don't want any more sun, and then you as a parent get your own up there. So great features here on this car. I have plenty of leg room as well in the third row. It's not as large as something like a Tahoe or a Suburban, but it is not bad back here whatsoever. And with the captain's chairs, I have enough room to put one of my legs in the middle there. So as I said, I'm going to go ahead and push that button. We're going to slide that forward so that we can check out the second row here. We'll hop right out. In the second row, we have our sunshades, which are a really nice feature. I think the kids will really like that. We've got our cup holders here on the door, which is a little bit weird. I guess where else would you have put them besides maybe the center console there? So let me go ahead and sit in here because I'm going to have to slide this seat back. So we do have sliding seats here. I can slide them forward and backwards. I also have a recline lever there as well. These seats are quite comfortable. We do have some nice armrests on them. We have some nice storage here with these nice elastic straps as well. We've got heated and ventilated seats in the second row. You do not even get these on a BMW X7, and that is a vehicle that can approach $100,000. So it's amazing to me that you can get heated and ventilated seats on this car. Besides the Telluride, nothing in this segment has that. We also have our 12 volt. We have our AC outlet here. We have USB-Cs on the back of the front seat rests. Again, like I said, just a million places to plug in your devices. This is a great back seat. Your kids are absolutely going to love it back here. But now let's talk about you, the parent, because you're the one buying the car, so you have to like the front seat, and the front seat is great. We've got Napa leather here on this calligraphy model with this really nice stitching, perforation. We have a little bit of piping, some nice thick stitching, everything that you'd really want from a luxury seat. This also now has a massage function. They call it the Ergo seat. It's similar to what you'll get in a Genesis vehicle. A massage seat is basically unheard of in this segment. Like, it's really crazy that Hyundai has been able to offer this for under $50,000. We've got push button start on pretty much all Palisades here. We've got really nice displays here as well. This is something that even Kia does not do on the Telluride. We've got a digital cluster here that changes with the different drive modes. So you can see we have some different gauge modes as well. We also have Hyundai's really cool blind view monitor. So when you put on the turn signals, you get cameras that show you what is in your blind spot. I love that feature. We've got an updated head-up display with slightly better graphics for this model year. We have a 12-inch navigation screen. This works great just like it did on the previous generation Palisade. The only thing that's a little bit annoying is there's no wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You do have to plug in for both of those, which is fine, but it is a little bit weird that Hyundai hasn't figured out how to get that on their larger screens. Only their smaller screens have that for some reason. We've got a digital rear view camera. That is a nice addition for 2023. So if you have like kids in the third row that would kind of be blocking your vision, you can just go ahead and put it in camera mode, which is really nice. I like this whole center console design. We've got kind of like a touch screen to control the fan, but we do have physical dials to control the temperature as well. We've got plenty of physical home buttons to control this touch screen, so you don't always have to touch it. Again, lots of physical buttons, which are great. Heated and ventilated seats up front, heated steering wheel as well. This is going to be your drive mode selector. You've got comfort, sport, smart is going to kind of alternate between those two as it needs to. Eco mode. And then we have a snow mode, and you do have a differential lock. It's not really like a mechanical differential lock. It's just basically to lock it into all-wheel drive if you're doing anything sort of off-roady. Like I said, the materials are great on the seats. We also have this really cool sort of lined veneer, very luxurious looking on this Palisade. It depends on the trim as to what you get. You also have this nice silver finish here on the doors. That is quite nice as well. I'm very impressed with all of the materials here. We have a digital shift button set up here. Not too hard to use. Push P for park. Reverse, you're going to get your nice 360-degree view camera. Push D for drive. You're going to go ahead and put it back into P. We've got a really nice storage area here. You can actually take your waters out, and these cup holders actually like twist away. So if you want to just have like all open storage, and then if you do have a cup back there, you can push this button, it'll twist in. Now you have a cup holder. You do have a Qi wireless charger in there as well as more storage with more plugs in there as well. So again, like I said, a million places to charge your devices in this car. Let me go ahead and make sure it's in park again. And additional storage, if what's in there is not quite enough, you have some lower storage down here as well, so you could put like a little snack bag or something like that in there as well. And I do want to mention some other small changes here on the inside of the 2023 Palisade. We have acoustic laminated rear door glass on the calligraphy model only. That is a new addition. We have an ultrasonic rear occupant alert. So it's an ultrasonic sensor up here, I believe, and if you have like a child in the back seat of the car, it will use ultrasonic sensors to alert you as you get out of the vehicle to make sure that you don't leave your kid in the back, which is quite nice. We have a digital key. You can now use your iPhone or Android device. It was previously Android only to unlock the car. You do not need to have the physical key fob. You do have Smart Park, which is the feature where you can bring this car forward and backwards just using the key fob into your garage. That is, I believe, calligraphy only. We have a Wi-Fi hotspot on this touchscreen now. That is new for 2023. This is actually the first Hyundai to get that. We have USB-C ports. I showed you those in the back. Those are new. Those will charge up your kids' devices a little bit better. And that is pretty much it. We have a new steering wheel design. This is pretty similar to what we have on the Sonata. So this is new for 2023. And the driver assists are amazing. We've got highway drive assist, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, all of that pretty much standard. A few of the things I showed you, like the gauge cluster cameras, are optional, but Hyundai packs a ton of safety into the Palisade as standard. So this was a lovely SUV on the inside before, and they've only made it better for 2023. Now let's get it on the road to see how it drives. All right, so now let's get the 2023 Hyundai Palisade out on the road, where I'm not expecting this to be too different than last year's Palisade, because all of the changes they've made are mostly content and styling based. But that is not really a bad thing, because the Palisade was already a wonderful vehicle to drive, and it still is. So we have a carryover powertrain, 3.8 liter V6 engine producing 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque with an 8-speed automatic. You can get that with front-wheel drive, or we are driving a Palisade with the optional all-wheel drive. You can tow 5,000 pounds. There is a new towing mode for 2023, so if you have a little boat or something that you want to bring with you on your family road trip, it will be a little bit easier to do that now. So again, like I said, not too many changes here. I was kind of like in the back of my mind hoping that Hyundai might give us a hybrid version of the Palisade, because I think that is the one area where this thing could just do so much better, and that is in fuel economy. We are just doing okay as it sits right now with this V6 engine. Really not any like worse than the other V6 engines that we have in the segment, but a hybrid I think would just put it over the top. Or maybe would like to see that 2.5 liter turbo engine that they already use on the Santa Fe, but I'm not sure that that 8-speed dual clutch transmission could handle the towing that I think they want a Palisade customer to be able to do with this vehicle. Now the ride is fantastic. We're going over some of these speed bumps right now, and I can barely feel them. It is not disturbing the ride too much. The steering is incredibly accurate. Both this and its corporate sibling, the Kia Telluride, have phenomenal steering. Honestly, I think that BMW could learn a little bit from how Hyundai and Kia tuned these SUVs, because you would really be surprised. Although they are designed for a family audience, they are quite entertaining to drive. We do have some drive modes, although I don't feel like most Palisade owners are really going to play with those all that much, except for maybe that new towing mode. I feel like maybe they will use that. but we do have a very quiet cabin in here, making this an excellent vehicle to take on a road trip. I've already showed you all of the new features that the kids are absolutely going to love in this car, and I do think that the parents are going to enjoy it from the driver's seat as well. We are taking some really tight roads here, and you know, in an SUV this size or even a minivan, you would typically feel like, oh my gosh, the SUV is flopping all over the place. I don't have any idea what the steering is up to. But in this, I feel complete and utter confidence in the steering. I have complete confidence in the chassis as well. Just overall, very impressed with how the Palisade drives, as always. I would have liked to have seen some more powertrain options, but maybe Hyundai is holding off a little bit until their Ioniq 7 comes out. That is basically going to be the same size as the Palisade, but all electric. We've already seen a preview, a concept version of what that is going to look like. So when that comes out, I think that is going to be a very exciting vehicle indeed. But as it sits, the updates that they've done to this 2023 Palisade keep it fresh. This was already one of the best mid-size 3-row SUVs you can buy. The 2023 improvements are great. It still is a fantastic SUV to drive, and I definitely recommend this be at the top of your shopping list if you're looking for a 3-row crossover. All right, so that was the 2023 Hyundai Palisade. Pricing for the base SE model starts at just under $35,000, and you still get a very well-equipped vehicle. If you want more luxury features like leatherette seating and heated seats, that's just under $38,000 for the SEL. I think that is a ton of value for under $40,000. The new Sporty XRT trim level is just over 40 grand, and the Limited, which is where you really start to get all of the luxury features, that is $46,500, saving you a little over $2,000 versus this fully loaded calligraphy model that we've been driving, which starts just under $49,000. Now, honestly, I don't think the calligraphy is worth the extra $2,400 premium, but it is a really nice vehicle. You do get that new ergo seat and the Napa leather, but I think you could save a few grand and get the Limited. It is still really nice. And if you want to add all-wheel drive, that's $1,900 on all trims. I think Hyundai has done a great job with a vehicle that was already excellent. They didn't need to make that many improvements, but they made the key ones that made this car even better. If you are looking at a 3-row crossover for your family, I think this is top of the class. There is, besides the Kia Telluride, there's really nothing else that I would put this above. And in fact, I think it is almost as nice as some of the luxury vehicles in this class. The Infiniti QX60, Acura MDX, this is better objectively than those, and it costs less. So if you are in the market for a 3-row midsize SUV, the Hyundai Palisade is still the king. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell to be alerted of our latest videos. And if you want to read more about the 2023 Hyundai Palisade, be sure to check out carbuzz.com. I'll see you next time.